Do you love Amazon? Do you order everything? You know, dish soap and toilet paper and, you know, your new shoes and whatnot from Amazon? I don't. I have my reasons. I don't have a Prime membership. And in fact, I'm doing this video because someone asked if I had Amazon Prime. I don't. They left a comment in a different video of mine. And so I thought, got me thinking, you know, you can't get everything on Amazon. Let's check out what you cannot get. So, you can't get a haircut on Amazon. I've looked. I have to go to see Pat to get my haircut in person. It's a big pain. You have to get dressed. You have to, you know, take a shower, wash your hair. If I could just order a haircut on Amazon, that would be simpler. You can order scissors and clippers and combs and blow dryers, all the stuff to do a haircut or to style your hair, but you can't order a haircut. So, way to go, Amazon. Loser. Another thing you cannot order on Amazon is an oil change for your car. This is very disappointing because, again, you have to get dressed, get in your car, drive it to the place, unless you can get a mobile mechanic to come do it. That's a possibility. But you can't get it on Amazon. Not that I'm aware of. I have looked. You can order the parts, like an oil filter, a case of oil, rags, shop rags. You know, those red rags you need when you're working on a car. I don't know why they have to be red, but they seem to be always red. You can order that stuff, but you can't order the actual oil change. And earlier I mentioned shoes. Some people can order shoes on Amazon. If you know your size, you have, you know, regular feet, I suppose this is an option for you. Personally, I have the bunions on both feet. Gigantic bunions on the side of my foot by my big toes. They're horrible. I don't want to get surgery, so I'm just going to keep my bunions. And when I went to the doctor about my problem, when they were starting to hurt sometimes, she said, and these, pointing to the other side of my foot, where my little toes are, that side of each foot, those are called bunionettes. So I have like a band, the bunions and the bunionettes, right there on my feet. And so my foot is very, very wide at that point. And so I have to wear very, very wide shoes. I think I've shown you my clown shoes before. These are Ultra shoes, Ultra brand, and they are very wide. They do not hurt my bunions. So if I wear a wide enough shoe, you know, I'm okay. No surgery needed. And you could order these on Amazon, but I think I've mentioned this before too. My neighbor gives me her old shoes and I just wear them because they're fine. And speaking of surgery, like bunion surgery, you cannot order surgeries of any kind on Amazon. They are really lacking, aren't they? This is kind of weird. But, you know, it makes sense that you just can't, you know, get a DIY kit to do your own surgery. That would be weird. So, you know, again, you can order the scalpels and bandages and hydrogen peroxide or whatever else you might need for surgery. Little needles and stuff to stitch yourself back up. But you can't, you know, can't order the actual doctor to come. Which brings me to another thing you cannot order on Amazon and have delivered to your home in that convenient way that they do. You cannot order lots of in-person doctor visits. Say you needed a pap smear. You can't order that on Amazon. Or, you know, you needed like a abscess, or, you know, it's, I don't know, something popped, like Dr. Pimple Popper or whatever. I've heard of that show. You can't order that on Amazon either. So there are just so many things that Amazon is not necessarily that great at. One thing that's great is the wind today. See my hair? It's freaky. And speaking of medical type procedures, I searched Amazon for root canal. No, they have no way to do a root canal for you. What came up was a root beer kit to make your own root beer at home. That sounds delicious and a lot more fun than a root canal. Another thing you cannot order on Amazon is a therapist. Sometimes we all need some emotional support and help, and just to figure things out, or to get through a certain phase in our life that may be traumatic, or, you know, that's driving us crazy, basically. But you can't order therapy on Amazon. Granted, you can order just about any book, any kind of self-help book that's out there on Amazon. You can do that. But you have to read it. You have to sit there and either listen to it if it's an audiobook, or you have to, you know, flip the pages and actually read the whole thing, which I like doing, but not everybody does. Some people want to take that little shortcut of sitting with a person. You can't order that on Amazon. It's not possible. Another thing you cannot order on Amazon is a tattoo. They don't sell that. They don't, you know, have a tattoo artist at the ready so that they can put them in the truck, bring them to your house, give you a tattoo, and then leave. They don't do that. I couldn't find it anyway. But they have a good alternative. Amazon sells temporary tattoos. I think that sounds a lot less painful, a lot more economical, and temporary. I think that's perfect. Perfect alternative. So what about you? Can you think of anything else I missed that you can't order on Amazon? Because I know there's lots of things. There has to be more. This is just kind of stuff that popped in my head. I'd love to hear what your favorite thing to order on Amazon is, or what you wish you could order on Amazon that you can't. And if you're new here today, I'm Do-It-Myself Peg, and I do videos about, you know, things you can't buy on Amazon, frugal living, and just an assortment of things. And if you liked this video, consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel if you would like to see more of my videos. And if you're coming back to see more, I really appreciate it. I appreciate everybody who watches and, you know, tolerates me. I appreciate that. Something just blew in my nose. And I will see you next time.